welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer with Brian the Grizzly. We are going to talk about a movie that came out a while ago. I've been hyping it up for weeks at this point. Brian finally got to watch it. So we're going to talk about The Holdovers. And for anybody tuning in, full spoilers. So we're talking about everything. So if you don't want to get spoiled and you want to go see this movie, hit the pause button. Come back after you check out that movie. But yeah, we're gonna get to our ratings. We're gonna get to our bads, but we're gonna start off. Oh, do you have a synopsis?
Oh, I didn't pull up a synopsis. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. Ready.
All right. Go ahead with what the movie's about.
All right. A curmudgeonly instructor of a New England prep school remains on campus during the Christmas break to babysit a handful of students that with nowhere to go. He soon forms an unlikely bond with a brainy but damaged troublemaker, and with the school's head cook woman, who just lost her son in the Vietnam War. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start off with real quick. The main characters are Paul Giamatti, who his name is Paul Hunnam, Dominic Sissa, I think, which I believe this is his first acting role ever. He was Angus
Sissa,
and
right?
Sissa, Dominic Sissa was Angus, and Divine Joy Rudolph was Mary Lamb, which awesome, great name. Mary Lamb, that's awesome. It's like I definitely that's how you know, like you're stuck in somebody's head when you have a great name like Mary Lamb. It was just awesome. But those are your three main characters. And all Paul Giamatti, awesome. Devon Joy Rudolph is definitely up and coming.
I think she is probably one of the best parts of this entire thing.
Yeah, and even Dominic Sissa was super great as his first acting role. But let's get into our goods, man. What you like about this one?
It's the emotion. It's the emotion, and it's funny because you're seeing how drastic the swings were from where Giamatti was at the beginning of the movie, and to where he was at the middle of the movie, to what he does at the end of the movie. These huge changes in the character's personality, but it all made sense with this one point in time, and I think that was really cool, and they wrote it very well. The scene was real well done. Everything was step by step. We understood why the characters were doing what their characters were doing. Once again, I Divine Joy, her character, her emotions, the things that she was going through with her son, being able to spend time with family, kind of getting over it, and them coming together was so cool. But then Paul Giamatti's character at the end was, I did not cry during this movie. I cried during everything. I did not cry during the movie because I knew sadness was coming. But it was so good, so satisfying. They just formed bonds that were so strong, so quickly, but it made sense how it happened.
Yeah,
I think that's my biggest good.
Yeah. For me, it's the ride, the going from where you think all these people are, like, oh, he's the dickhead, teacher, he's the troublemaker, kid. She's like, the just the stereotypical like black woman, cook, and then where we end with all three of these characters was one of the best rides I've been on for a movie with character development and everything and relationships in a long time. Like, this was really well done. And this is a movie I didn't want to see. Yeah, it was like, I'm like, I feel like it's going to be a pretentious one. It seems kind of goofy. It's based in the 70s. I was like, whatever. I completely wrong with this. And everything about it, like Paul Giamatti with his crazy eye too in it was like, that was awesome, and just all the interactions and finding out, why Angus was the way he is, why Hunnam Paul
Oh my God,
Giamatti's character
right.
was the way he
Mhm,
was,
mhm.
and how
How
Devon
did
Mary
someone
Lamb.
on that level end up there anyway in
Mhm.
this prep
Yeah,
school?
yeah, yeah. But like you said, Mary Lamb was the heart
So
and the
so
soul of this one because I remember you telling me you're like, oh, you don't want this like black trauma kind of thing, and I'm like, it kind of is, but not in the sense of like the traditional stuff. It was like this was what every young man was dealing with in the 70s, and
so
and
it was trauma, but it wasn't black
it was,
trauma that I was talking about, like,
yeah,
The Help. I
like,
I
yeah,
didn't want The
yeah,
Help.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
not what we got,
And
no.
that's what I was telling you. Like, it's not, but it kind of has trauma, but it's not like that. It's more of like just young men in the 70s kind of stuff going on.
And
And
mothers of these men that are shipped off to the Vietnam, and all the
yeah,
loss and the pain that these decisions made, and
hmm
they had to come and deal with.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's just like the privilege,
Mhm.
because we start
Oh,
off with a bunch of boys, with it, and the one boy with the long hair, was like, just cut off your hair so you can go hang out with your family. He goes, oh no, he's gonna break out. It's like, who's gonna break first? And it was like, well, and then like
I mean, he
the
was
whole thing
right
is like,
though.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
but it's like one of the boys, says like, oh, my dad's gonna pick me up in a helicopter. We're gonna go skiing, and I was like, that's crazy. That's crazy. And then his dad literally picks him up in a helicopter and brings
Helicopter.
all the other boys,
Yep.
with them because there's that like privilege and stuff. So, but then obviously the the ones who aren't privileged are stuck. But you don't
Mhm.
find that out until at another point in the movie, where you're like, oh, obviously, like Mary Lamb took this job for her son, that didn't kind of work out, but then you're like, oh, Angus is from a rich family. Paul is like this scholar man who, has got like degrees and stuff.
From Harvard or whatever
Yeah.
it was,
And
and
it's just
yeah.
like, it's such a ride. It's so good. The acting was amazing. I know I already kind of said that, but the acting was so good. So good between all three of them and how they all interacted. Just when Paul and Mary were on the couch watching the game show.
Yeah.
It was just
But
smoking a cigarette. Just,
Mary made him do all type of stuff. Like, just
mhm,
she understood what was going on. It's like, no, you're gonna go fix it. No, you're
yeah,
gonna go do this. No, you're gonna she
yeah.
pushed him to be the better person, the better man.
Mhm.
And without her, I think this movie never would have got to where it needed
Oh,
to go.
100%. 100%. Like it was just crazy because like she lost her husband and she lost her son.
Mhm.
So she knew what it was to be a father, you know, because she saw her son without one, and she knew what it was to like the hardships of being a son because she had one, so she was literally able to connect Angus and Paul in ways that they didn't even know
They
they
didn't
could
even see
connect
it
to,
from the
you know
outside. Exactly.
and it was just like that's why she was the heart and soul of it, and she just absolutely crushed it. And then dealing with her own trauma, oh my god, it was really really well done. What do you got for your dislikes, man? What didn't you like about this one?
The ending, or not the
Mm,
ending.
okay.
Yeah, it's I didn't necessarily like the way it went about, how it came about, and I also didn't like the non. We didn't get a resolution. Like
Mm,
a lot of endings, you get some type of resolution. Like you're like, okay, good or bad or whatever. And kind of was just kind of left up in the air. It's just like, okay, I gave you a snapshot of their lives during this point in time, but we don't know what else kind of happened. It just was like it was done.
yeah.
I don't think I enjoyed that as much, which I understand why the movie did it, but I would rather, for me, have a complete story, especially because they gave us so much of a great story. I would love the completion of that story. But, you know, as you said, the acting was great. The story was written really well. So it's just like, am I really just, cherry picking? I'm just picking that
Yeah.
stuff? Probably, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me
Uh,
more. That's my bad.
yeah. More stuff. Um, yeah, I don't know if I really disliked anything about it, because even the way it looked like it was a movie made in the 70s, you know, not only based in the 70s. So I mean, I liked how that all looked. I enjoyed the ending, you know, like I know you said you didn't like how it ended. Because it kind of just like it's just life, you know, it's just life, you know, sometimes it's just things happen, you know what I mean? You know,
I mean, he made
and
a
yeah,
decision, and
he made it,
and
yeah.
yeah,
You know, he changed his life, you know, and it'd be interesting for him, but you know, Mary made him a better kind of person, and so did Angus, you know, made him a better person. So
yeah. But if they all
um,
left each other's lives, and right then that was it,
yeah,
yeah, I would like to have a little bit more of it,
yeah,
just to know if they next Christmas they met back up, or did they write out of their mind and just went back about their lives.
but their life, yeah, yeah. It's kind of, you know, I do agree. It is an ending that just happens. It doesn't end, you know. So,
Mhm.
um, but yeah, I was trying to think of like negatives, and I really can't think of that many negatives or any negative because it was just a really fun ride for me. But
A fun
from
ride. It was a great ride. I don't
that
know if it
was
was
it really
fun.
it was a great story. It's like this is what happens when like and again people always complain like, oh, there's not enough original stuff. Everything's a remake.
No,
Here
that
you
was
go. Here you
very,
go.
very
Well acted, well written. It looks great. I think the time frame makes sense, you know, because if you do it in like today's times, I think like the technology would mess things up a little bit.
mhm.
You know, we're here, you know, having one phone and one TV, you know, like a landline, you know, and one TV is like, you know, there's a whole part where Angus, we couldn't get a hold of Angus's mom.
Yep.
Like in today's world, that's not a thing anymore, man.
It's
You
like,
know?
how? You just call the
Yeah.
hotel, they'll page them, and we'll find them where they are. It's
Yeah.
no way. You get your
Cell
cell
phones,
phone.
FaceTime, you know, iPhone tracking. I was like, there's so much fucking shit, you know. So yeah, you know, it needed to be in that time to make the most sense. And I think it crushed it. Yeah. So cool. Let's get into our ratings for this one. Unless you got anything else.
I it was Paul Giamatti almost deserves. I don't know if is he the main actor? Like, because I feel like all three of them are supporting actors. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
Yeah,
they
I get it.
all are depending on the other person. I don't know who's the main focus on, but he did such a great job. But Divine Joy, Richardson was
Rudolph.
Randolph. I'm sorry,
Randolph. Yeah.
Randolph. She deserves some
Oh yeah.
a nod or something like that for best supporting actress. Like
Oh yeah.
really, the whole story really revolves around her and her pulling everyone together and being able to recognize it and also be able to deal with her own trauma and them helping her deal with her own trauma within the stuff that helped them deal with. She deserves something really, really special for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would
Because
love to
even
see her. At least a nod, you know.
yeah. Yeah, because like you said, like she was like kind of the glue, but then there's that part in the party where she's playing
Mhm.
the same song over and Sue's like, hey, how about you play something else? And she was ready to rip that guy's head off.
Yep.
You know, it's like I get it, you know, you know, for whatever reason I don't remember if they fully explain it, but obviously that song has meaning to her, you know, whether
Mhm.
it be her husband or both or her son. But yeah, you know, it was just like you turn this off, I will kill you, you know, kind of thing. And even the janitor was trying to
Or Danny,
be
whatever.
nice with her, you know, but yeah, yeah, yeah. She definitely needs an Oscar now. Actually, all three of them deserve an Oscar nod for this. If I think all three should get like, you know, an Oscar nomination because they were that good. They were all that good.
I mean, I think Dominic was really good. I don't know if he's gonna get an Oscar or not. Is he on the same
Mm,
level as Robert Downey Jr.? I don't know. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. There's a lot of supporting actors that's pretty deep this year. But
Yeah.
his scene with his dad, and then the scene that they have in the restaurant with him and Paul. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's some good stuff he's the main part of those scenes. So it'd be interesting. But he was awesome too. All three of them. But cool. Let's get into our ratings for this one. Show me. Gotta hide the banner. All right. So now, later, never. Now means you gotta go check it out. Right now, later means you can wait whenever you get a chance, and never means just completely skip it. Not worth your time. What are you giving the Holdovers?
If you can download Peacock right now, everyone stop what they're doing, download Peacock and watch this damn movie. I will tell you to do it right now. Forego sleeping and enjoy the ride that they give you.
Mhm.
You don't even gotta go sleep. You go sleep after it's done. Right now, you can go watch it. This is
Yeah.
this is a no brainer. The funny parts were funny. The dramatic parts were very dramatic. Just they did a great job with the scenery, the scene, the time. You know, you understood what was going on. The Vietnam War, the feeling, the connection between the everything. I mean, it's a now. It's just. I mean, I don't know
Mhm.
what else you could say. It's a now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, same for me, man. It's a now, without question. It's a good Christmas movie. It's a good like kind of dark humor at times and just funny. Um, yeah, it's a now. On every level, this movie just hits. And to prove it hits on every level, the Rotten Tomato score, the audience give it a 91%, right? Which I was kind of surprised. Usually, audience with these kind of movies tend to go a little lower. 91%. The critics, 96%.
I believe the critics
Like,
will love it
yeah,
because they
oh,
can they can recognize.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it also
What makes
has
it special?
and it also has Paul Giamatti that they are going to want to give flowers to, and you know,
Yeah,
as a good actor and all that stuff. So I could see it.
yeah, yeah. And then so with some of you guys, real quick, Xavier said he's giving it a now. Brandon Davis said he's giving it a now for sure. And I think Xavier said somewhere earlier that this was
His
his
second,
second favorite film
yeah,
of 2023.